Hi all, welcome in the essential video. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about how to install the Docker and how to configure it in Windows Home Edition. Okay. So basically, what is Docker? Docker is actually, you can say, a like separate container for the application. If we have some IIS, okay, so we are like configuring, installing and virtualizing our services inside the IIS configuration, okay. But if we don't want to configure or like install the services inside our Windows, we wanted to separate it out from, so that we can do the actual type of testing, and we can properly assure that other containers and other outside the Windows access have been performing properly for the APIs, and for other things also, like for the Azure pipeline creation, for the Redis cache installation, for the memory management, for the logging purpose. So what happens, like if we have some virtualization required for our system to like ensure that our system is behaving properly for that configuration, like if we are doing some server based logging mechanism, okay, so on that case we need to configure that server, that logging mechanism in somewhere in a server, okay, like we can configure in AWS, Azure, and in other server also. But if don't have that servers available with us, so what we can do, like we can install the Docker, and we can separate out the container from our Windows platform, and we can install those and configure those kind of server configuration in our container, okay. So what will happen, like we can call that services and call that APIs inside our Windows using that container, okay. So basically Docker is providing the facility to configure the server based configuration inside the Windows Home, okay. So in this video we are going to see how can we install a Docker, and how we can configure the Docker in our Windows Home Edition. So firstly check it out. If it is you are going to install this Docker in Windows Home Edition, so it's going to be like personal system, okay. So in a personal system, I'm also doing in a personal system, so it would be easier you to understand how you can configure the Docker in the personal system. Okay, so I also started Web API tutorial, so that is also needed in our Web API, like Docker installation. So that in the meantime, I created this video so that like we can provide the proper ways, proper steps to the developers, so that they can install the Docker in their system, and we can do the further configuration and further implementation for the Web API. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we did and how we did for that, for installing the Docker. So these things we are going to cover in this video. So we are going to know about what is Docker, what are the uses of Docker, and how to install the Docker in Windows, how to configure Docker in Windows, and how to enable. Actually, for the Docker installation in Windows, we need to have a Hyper-V extension, and we need to have a virtualization in our Windows PC, okay. So that we need to take care, so we are going to further discussing about it. Okay, so what is Docker? So I already explained you, but let's see what the definition is saying. Developers can create a container without a Docker, but the platform makes it easier, simpler and safer to build, deploy and manage the containers. So basically container is, you can say, like um, it's the same, like it's a word is stating, like container is something which is storing some APIs, which is storing some solution, which is storing some servers configuration, okay. So we can create a multiple container inside the Docker, so that facility is being means easily provided by the Docker, and that we can configure and achieve in our system. So Docker essentially a toolkit that enables developer to build, deploy, run, update, stop containers using a simple commands. work saving automation through a single API. Okay, so basically we get the separate part, you can say, like you, if you know about the VM virtual machine. Okay, so it gives us the separate virtual machine, in which means it creates inside our PC a separate virtual machine, and we can use that virtual machine as a container. Okay, so that facility gets provided by the Docker, and inside that virtual machine we can like install our services, we can configure our services, we can like configure that virtual machine for the caching purpose, we can configure that virtual machine for the logging purpose. So we can like achieve all the things whatever we wanted to achieve from the servers like AWS and Azure servers, okay, and Windows servers. Okay, so that we can achieve to that controller or virtual machine. Okay, so firstly we need to check whether the Docker is pre-installed in our system or not. So what can we do? We can just simply put the Docker command here, and we can see if the Docker is present. So CMD would definitely like identify the version and give you some details about that Docker. So I put the command here, docker pull redis. Redis is actually caching mechanism. I just wanted to go ahead and like wanted to configure redis in my baby pi. So for that like it's also required a docker in a system, so that it can be like configured in a server and can be like run inside the server and provide us the mechanism, like caching mechanism. Okay, so I wanted to do that, so I tried to pull a Redis from the Docker, but it was stating that Docker is not recognized as an internal external command. It means like Docker is not installed in my PC. So what we need to do, like we firstly need to go on the Docker home page, and we need to install the, like we need to download the installer, Docker installer. Okay, so Docker installer is actually a 511 MB space containing. So make sure 1 GB space is available in your PC so that it can be properly installed. Okay, so let's go to this home page. Okay, some background noise is coming, so they are doing the bullshit. Okay, so let me, okay, so this is the Docker home page URL. So you can go here and you can find the things what you need to do. So I already put the steps, like firstly go to the home page and click on the install Docker desktop for Windows. Okay, so I already went through that. So if you guys go back here Docker desktop, so here I can find the Docker desktop for Windows. Click here. No, this is the user manual. We don't need to. Yes, this one, install Docker desktop for Windows. Click here. You will get this Docker desktop for Windows. Okay, so once you click here, so install, like automatically installer started downloading, so you can just complete the download. Okay, so the installer will look like this, Docker desktop exe. Okay, so just complete that like downloading. So after completing the downloading, you will get the installer downloaded in this format, like Docker desktop installer. Okay, so just double click on this, and once you double click on this, so this screen will appear. Okay, configuration required for this version. So you need to check both of the checkboxes, enable WSL2 Windows feature and add structure for add shortcuts for the desktop. Okay, so just click on that, click OK, then this screen will appear, means unpacking the files, means installation is started in your PC. So once installation done, you will get this pop-up like Docker desktop 4.0 installation succeeded. Okay, so just close here. So after closing it, like you can see Docker running here in background. Here you can see Docker is available here running, or if Docker is not available here in your taskbar, so what can you do? You can just go here, shortcut is already created in your PC, just double click here, and Docker, after opening this, Docker homepage will get appear. Okay, so how the homepage will appear? This is after successful like installation, it is appearing this way. So So how your first time page will appear? This way, like accept the term and condition. So just click on here, accept, and after accepting, the home page will get appear. Okay, but if like virtualization is not enabled in your PC, so home page will appear, and within some seconds you will get this pop-up. Okay, means unhandled exception has occurred in your application. If you click continue, so it will try to again like run the Docker, but definitely if the virtualization is not enabled in your PC, it will not allow you to run the Docker in your PC. So you will need to make some changes for that. So what do you need to, like, how can you check that whether virtualization is enabled in your PC or not? Okay, so just see here, like go on a task manager, and inside that performance tab, virtualization tab is there, so it should be enabled, not in a disabled format. So let me show you also that thing. Go to the task manager, click on performance, and you see here my virtualization is enabled. Okay, so it is 100% assured, like if you are using an older PC, it is not a means latest PC are providing this facility automatically enabled in your system. But if you are using an older PCs, like 2 years or 3 years older, when virtualization was not on a priority, so this feature is by default is disabled. Okay, so if it is disabled, so you need to enable it manually. So what you need to do for enabling that next we need to discuss. Okay, so so I found one article which helped me out a lot to like enable this feature. So before that, what we need to do, like if you install the Docker, so Hyper-V extension is already available in your PC. So firstly enable that, and let's try once more if it is working. So go here, turn Windows feature on off. Okay, and here you will find this Windows Hyper-Version platform. So just check this one and this one, both, and just save. So some Windows feature will get update in background, and your PC will ask for the restarting. Okay, so just restart the PC after doing this, and see whether the Docker is running properly or not. If still Docker is not running, it is giving you the error, then let's go ahead and see how we can enable the virtualization for our PC. Okay, so I found one. I will give this URL in description so that you can use proper way. I also explaining you how you are doing. Okay, so hope you guys are able to see the screen properly. So this feature we already enabled. Okay, so you must need to enable it firstly, then go on the next. Okay, so it is saying like the main region of okay, so step 1, how to enable the virtualization for your system. So go on the system information. Okay, system summary, and search for Hyper-V. Okay, and you will get four hyper system information there. Okay, so Hyper-V, you need to make sure all the information have marked as S, like virtualization is enabled, monitoring is enabled, and data execution is enabled. So if all four features is enabled, then there is no issue of virtualization. But I'm sure if the virtualization is disabled in your PC, then Hyper-V virtualization enable feature will show here a no. Okay, means it is disabled. So let's see how we need to see this and how to verify in our PC. So just copy this ms info 32. Okay, so like ms info 32, run this as an administrator, and actually this is providing a system information. So like you can see whether what the things are configured in your system properly here. Now this virtual security is running. So what we need to find Hyper-V. Okay, find. Okay. We need to go on a system summary, system some information in system summary. So this is the system summary. Here we need to find. It is extending actually. Taking lots of time. I don't want to lose much time here. What is this file? This is using some the information. Just click here hyper and click find. Hyper version has been detected is showing here, but if you last time when I opened, I saw all the configuration which have been mentioned there in this screenshot. Okay, so I think I have already enabled the virtualization. That's why these things are each coming differently. Otherwise, same part was coming when I searched for the Hyper-V. So it is showing hyper version has been detected, feature required. Okay, so Hyper-V will not be displayed. Got it? Feature required for Hyper-V will not be displayed. So like like this virtualization is not enabled, we can see the Hyper-V configuration. Once it gets enabled, we cannot see the configuration. So if the Hyper-V is not enabled in your system, like virtualization is not enabled for that, you would be able to see this configuration, like same four configuration step, like lines and SS no S. The same way you will find like that is stating like virtualization is not done it in your system. So what you need to do that for doing that, like you need to make the some changes in your BIOS to enable the virtualization. Okay, because that virtualization setting comes from the BIOS. So firstly go on the update and security. After clicking on update and security, click on recovery. Okay, then click on start. After clicking on the start, you need to click on the troubleshoot. I got the same configuration, same, so I did not find any issue for that. Don't click here, click on advanced option. Okay, then this screen will appear. Click on UEFI firmware setting. UEFI firmware setting, this one. Okay, and after clicking that, your PC gets restarted. Okay, so once it's turned off and getting started, click F2 for the BIOS setting. Okay, so after setting, go on the security tab and you will get the virtualization. This screen is for the Lenovo ThinkPad. I had HP laptop, so I got the different screen and I had a different tabs and configuration detail. But definitely you will be getting a security tab somewhere, and inside the security tab virtualization field will be there for the configuration in enable disabled. Okay, so go there in virtualization, and if it is disabled, so go there, enter and select the enable and save it. What the instruction you will be getting there, like how can you save, how can you up and down, and how can you go bottom. Okay, so after saving it, your virtualization will get enabled in your PC. Just save it and restart the PC. Okay, so after restarting, the virtualization will like enabled in your PC. So I show you how my screen was getting displayed there. So this is the my screen screenshot. Like you can say, I clicked a picture, so it's a picture. So I was using HP laptop, HP Pavilion X360. So I was showing getting a different configuration. So you can see here main, security, system configuration, exit. Four tabs are there. So go on the system configuration, and I got the virtualization technology. Okay, so it was earlier disabled, so I clicked here. One pop-up will appear to with two option, enable and disable. So I clicked on the enabled and saved it. Okay, so after clicking this, like we had a option like for the saving F10. I clicked and saved it, and when I saved, so automatically PC restarted. And when I again went to this task manager here, so I got my virtualization enabled. Okay, so once your virtualization gets enabled, you would be able to run the Docker in your system. Okay, so basically two things are required: virtualization and Hyper-V extension for the Windows feature. Okay, so both are enabled, then you would be able to run the Docker in your system. So this, once you done this, Docker will appear this way after successful completion. Okay, you can see here like all the content. So no container is yet running, so nothing is getting displayed here. It's a proper home page, but it's installing, like it's restarting properly, not giving any error or issue. So that you need to make sure it is opening properly, and this screen is getting displayed after successful installation. Okay, so next what we need to do, like whatever we need to like pull, we can pull here using some command. Like if you have installed the Docker, we can put here the Docker and see what the information is coming. You can see, okay, all the configuration is coming now after clicking the Docker command. So these are the commands available in a Docker, so that we can use earlier, we can use later on, like for the committing, building and exporting, fetching, pulling, tagging, update, unpause, pause, version, wait, so that we can use. But here we can see that like if we are clicking using a Docker command, so all the information is coming, means Docker is installed properly in our system. Okay, so it was all the configuration which is required for the Docker. I don't think you would be stuck anywhere. I explained properly what I did. So please follow the proper steps and you would be able to install the Docker. If you're facing any issue, just write me in a comment or mail me in a, like my email ID at techandgadget@gmail.com. Okay, so I would be available there and will help you out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the watching. See you on the next video.